starting lineups. First, our umpire crew tonight, we have Adam Sims, Mike Richards, and Zeke Fair. Now the lineup of the visiting Swift Current 57s. Leading off, number 3, right fielder Hudson Unger. Batting second is first baseman number 9, Rydell Adair. Batting third is third baseman number 33, Jake Hiramoto. Batting fourth is catcher number 14, Mace Wheeler. Batting fifth, designated hitter number 34, Keegan Noller. Batting sixth is second baseman number 22, Colin Jorgensen. Batting seventh is left fielder number 10, Chance Crawford. Batting eighth is shortstop number 1, Anthony Hector. And batting ninth, center fielder number 23, Lucas Geisler. Their starting pitcher tonight, number 34, Keegan Noller. Now the starting lineup for your Moose Jaw Miller Express. At shortstop, number 22, Thomas Soto. In right field, number 27, William Edwards. In center field, number 4, Chris Perez. At first base, number 25, Eduardo Saez. Your catcher, number 18, Darren Plummer. In left field, number 9, Casey Phillips. At third base, number 11, Michael Rego. Your designated hitter, number 2, Caden Ransom. At second base, number 13, Ben Wallachek. And your starting pitcher, number 17, Weston Wall. At this time, we'd like to recognize Corporal Jerry Howland from the Saskatchewan Dragoons with us tonight, hoisting the Canadian flag at home plate. We ask that you now please rise if you are able and remove your headwear for the singing of our national anthem performed by Abby Hunt.
Thank you very much, Abby Hunt. And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw for Thursday night WCBL action between the visiting Swift Current 57s and the hometown Moose Jaw Miller Express. A steamy one as the Millers open up a 3-game homestand that'll span throughout the weekend tonight against their rivals from just down the road, the 57s. Let's have a look at their batting order for Swift, who comes in at 14-28 overall on the season. Batting leadoff, the right fielder, number 3, Hudson Unger. Batting second, the first baseman, number 9, Rydell Adair. Batting third, the third baseman, number 33, Jake Hiramoto. Batting cleanup, the catcher, number 14, Mace Wheeler. Batting fifth, the designated hitter and pitcher, number 34, Keegan Noller. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 22, Colin Jorgensen. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 16, Chance Crawford. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Anthony Hector. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Lucas Geisler. As mentioned, their starting pitcher tonight is Keegan Noller. For the Millers, who are after their 13th consecutive victory here tonight, that is a club record. Weston Walls starts on the mound tonight, the WCBL strikeouts leader, innings pitched leader, and returning all-star. Behind home plate, Garen Plummer. The first baseman is Eduardo Saenz. The second baseman, Ben Wallachek. The third baseman, Michael Muscles Rago. The shortstop is Thomas Soto. The starting left fielder is Pacey Phillips. In center field, Chris Franks. And in right field, Will Edwards. The Millers are under the guidance of first-year head coach Michael Gonzalez and his assistants, Jeffrey Freeborn, Michael Hunt, and of course the general manager is Corey Olafson. As we get ready for game time here in Canada's most notorious city tonight, as I mentioned, a steamy one, 30 degrees Celsius, 86 above Fahrenheit. And the wind is out of the southwest at 5. So virtually no wind here tonight. That's why I say it is a steamy one, but I'll tell you what, I'll take this over some of the wet, damp stuff we dealt with back in June. Okay, we are ready to go with a 7:08 first pitch from Ross Park. It is Miller time from Moose Jaw. Hudson Unger stands in to lead it off here as the 57s and the Millers meet up here tonight. Weston Walls looks in. Followed the sign from the catcher, Garen Plummer, and the first pitch underway. It is outside for ball 1-0. Home plate umpire tonight is Adam Sims. Mike Richards is at first. Zeke Fair at third. This one fouled off. 1-1 on Hudson Unger at the plate for Swift Current. Normally wears number 7, but he's wearing number 3 tonight. Swift Current boy from Arkansas State University. The fastball is low for ball 2. 2-1 the count here on Hudson Unger. Here is a liner up the middle. And it is a leadoff hit, a single for Hudson Unger. He is aboard here in the top of the first inning, and that'll bring to the plate the first baseman, number 9, Rydell Adair, for the Swift Current 57s tonight. Another Swift Current product, locally grown from Texas A&M Texarkana. Weston Walls looks in and is low with the first delivery. Ball 1. Rydell Adair at the plate. Jake Hiramoto is on deck. This one in the dirt for ball 2. Weston Walls, one of 6 Millers All-Stars, but did not get into the game on Sunday in Saskatoon. He did attend, because as the diehards know, Weston had just pitched 2 nights earlier in the big victory over the Energy City Cactus Rats. Fastball in for ball 3, 3-0 from Walls. So the Millers coming in on a club record 12-game winning streak, upping their record to 30-11. Outside, it's a 4-pitch walk drawn by Rydell Adair, and here in the top of the first inning, the Swift Current 57s have 2 men on and none out as Garen Plummer comes out to the mound for a word with his all-star starter, Weston Walls.
Number 33,
Jake Hiramoto, the third baseman, comes to the plate for Swift Current. From Mililani, Hawaii, out of the University of San Francisco, Mace Wheeler is on deck for the 57s. Walls looks in, kicks and delivers, and the slider is low and away. Ball 1. Weston's 73 strikeouts lead the league by a good margin, by 13 over Medicine Hat's Derek Archer. and 16 more than Jacob Glazner, his Moose Jaw teammate. Strike one called by home plate umpire Adam Sims, 1-1. Jake Hiramoto is the 57's batting average leader at .370 coming in. Fouls this one back. 1-2. Weston also leads the league with 67 2/3 innings pitched. That's 6 more than Weyburn's Logan Lynch. 1-2 the count on the batter, Jake Hiramoto. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. There's the first strikeout of the night for Weston as he hopefully gets into a groove now from a Miller's perspective. And Mace Wheeler, the catcher, will come to the plate here for the 57s in the top of the first inning. One away now, and runners at first and second. Keegan Noller is on deck. This one laced with a base hit into right. Will Edwards on the run to field it. Runners advance, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the first inning. Mace Wheeler with a one-out single. To third goes Hudson Unger, to second right Adair. And with one away, Keegan Noller, the DH. And I don't think anybody would argue Swift Current's best player comes to the plate here for the 57s. Real good crowd here tonight with the Saskatchewan Roughriders pro football team playing just down the road on a Thursday night, kicking off week 8 in the CFL. Wall's first pitch is high for a ball, 1-0 on Keegan Noller. He one of the 57's All-Stars. The game won 9-2 by the East Division Sunday at the Berry Patch in Saskatoon. Strike one called, 1-1 the count here on Noller as Weston comes with a fastball, his favorite, most devastating pitch. 1-1 the count. This curveball swung on down the third base line. Stepping on the bag is Rago. Throw to first in time for the double play. And the Millers get out of it. They give up 2 hits, but no runs, and we'll go to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless, 57s and Miller Express here on FloCollege Baseball.
We are playing RBC Royal Bank Bingo. A bingo card located in the middle of your program to keep track of the plays on the field and cross them off. And when you get a black out, bring it to us to the announcer's booth behind home plate. Here's the numbers you can cross off right now. 4
bottom of the first inning. And Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw, scoreless. Millers and 57s as Millers got out of the bind with the double play, all started by Michael Rago at third. And here's your batting order for the 30 and 11 Moose Jaw Miller Express. Thomas Soto will lead it off. Batting second, the right fielder, Will Edwards. Batting third, the center fielder, Chris Franks. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Eduardo Saenz. Batting fifth, the catcher, Garen Plummer. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Pacey Phillips. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Michael Rago. Batting eighth, the DH, Caden Ransom. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Ben Wallachek. Keegan Noller is the starting pitcher for the Swift Current 57s. In his first pitch, a side armor is in for a ball, and it was a check swing from Thomas Soto. They say he didn't go. 1-0 the count here on Thomas Soto. One of the 6 Miller All-Stars. This one caught the inside edge for strike one, 1-1. When we left you Friday night after the Millers' victory over Energy City, we were talking about 5 Moose Jaw All-Stars. But then that night, was it that night or Saturday morning, Joe? Nathan Pichot was named an emergency backup, and he got into the game in the 9th inning, so that made it 6 All-Stars for the Millers and back-to-back years for Nathan. This side armor in for strike 2, called 2-2. No, there's no Jenny here tonight. Should we tell him where she's at, Joe? She's been detained by her family in Nova Scotia is she? On a family trip. So no. Not by the authorities, but by the Moore family, and they're out in beautiful maritime country in Canada taking a holiday. And tuned in tonight, I understand. Thomas gets a bat on this one. The 3-2, high and down in the corner, and it's caught by the left fielder, Crawford. Chance Crawford for one away. Thomas Soto flies out to the left fielder.
27, William Edwards.
So we have a new director-producer tonight. It is Joe 747 Gunnis. So far, flying the ship, the 747 flawlessly, as Will Edwards comes to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the first inning, and scoreless and one away. Keegan Noller's first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Keegan Noller from Tecumseh, Ontario, plays at Roan State Community College. Inside with this one at the knees. 1-1. For both these teams, their last games were against Medicine Hat. Slider outside, or low and away for ball 2, 2-1 here on Will Edwards. For the Millers, it was Monday, a 7-2 victory as they got back to work after the All-Star break. The 12th consecutive win for Moose Jaw. Low for ball 3, 3-1. And that officially is a franchise record, whether you're talking Western Canadian Baseball League or its predecessor, the Western Major Baseball League. 12 wins in a row. And here is a roller up the middle that'll get through, and Will Edwards is aboard with a one-out single here in the bottom of the first inning.
Number 4, Chris Franks.
Chris Franks comes to the plate, another of the 6 Millers All-Stars, their RBI leader. This came to me today, Joe. I think he needs an endorsement deal. Franks, red hot, because he has been red hot. Chris Franks, the first-year Miller from Worcester, Ontario, takes the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. And also the Millers participant in the home run derby on Saturday, which was won, by the way, by David Simmons of the Energy City Cactus Rats. Side armor is fouled off and out of play. 0-2 the count here on Chris Franks. Quite a first season for Chris Franks. I got to be thinking he'll be back in 2027. That'll, of course, be up to him. But he's come up here and just lit this league on fire from Ashland University. 0-2 the count on Franks. Eduardo Saenz is on deck. This one clubbed through a hole into right field, and Chris Franks is aboard with a one-out single. To second goes Will Edwards, and the Millers have runners at first and second now. With one away, and Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate. Eduardo Saenz at the plate. The first baseman, Garen Plummer, is on deck. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning as Keegan Noller checks the runner at first. And the first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1 by home plate umpire Adam Sims. Well outside this one. Throw down to first. Back safely to first is Chris Franks. And stealing third is the very alert Will Edwards on the base paths. And the Millers now have the go-ahead run 90 feet away in the form of one Will Edwards. And for Will, that is his 6th stolen base of the season. Not generally a threat, but tonight he is. That's the confidence you're seeing the Millers play with here. Here's a roller up the middle, right to the mound. Keegan Noller with the throw over to first for 2 away. Eduardo Saenz grounds out to the pitcher. Staying at third is Will Edwards. To second goes Chris Franks. And Garen Plummer comes to the plate here for the Millers.
Number 18, Garen Plummer.
Two out, runners at second and third. Keegan Noller looks in for the sign from the catcher, Mace Wheeler. And this one is in for strike one, called 0-1. Millers Baseball brought to you by Boston Pizza, Main and Thatcher. Check it out if you're in town to watch the Millers play at home. 54 Dental and Canadian Tire, Moose Jaw. Plummer with that upright stance and now leans in. Here's the 0-1. Fastball is in for strike two, called 0-2. Keegan Noller making his 10th start of the season, has a one-loss record of 1-2 and an ERA of 5.92 as he steps off the rubber. Okay, the 0-2 on Plummer. 2 out, 2 on. And the delivery swung on. Popped up toward the third base line, and coming across to make the catch is the left fielder, Chance Crawford, to end the inning. Millers leave 2 on. We'll go to the second inning scoreless. Moose Jaw and Swift Current here on FloCollege Baseball. Back for the top of the second inning at Roswells Park in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. Cohen Jurgensen, Chance Crawford, and Anthony Hector are due up for the Swift Current 57s. Here with Weston Walls chucking on the mound for the Millers. The graduated senior from Central Methodist. Around the league tonight, the Saskatoon Berries are at the Fort McMurray Giants. Those Berries just won't go away. They enter the night with 30 wins, same as the Moose Jaw Miller Express. What do you think of the chances that goes right down to the last game of the regular season, August 5th in Saskatoon? I just got a hunch that it will. What a rivalry that has blossomed in the third season of the Saskatoon Berries' existence. First pitch high for ball one from Weston Walls on Cohen Jurgensen, 1-0. Jorgensen from Beaumont, Alberta, plays at Arkansas State Community College. This one fouled off in toward the 57's bullpen, 1-1. Berries 30-12, Miller's 30-11 puts Moose Jaw up a half game. Here's a roller to short. Thomas Soto's fielded those a million times, roughly. The throw to first is on time for one away. Colin Jorgensen grounds out to the shortstop. The left fielder, Chance Crawford, comes to the plate for Swift Current in this scoreless tie in the top of the second inning. Also tonight, the Regina Red Sox at the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Regina Red Sox, of course, the first and only team in the WCBL this year to make a managerial change. Rai Pathakos and the team parting company late last season. Not even a full season after they won the WCBL championship last year. And I don't believe the Red Sox have lost since making the change. If they have, it's an above 500 record for sure. 1-1 the count here on Chance Crawford. Anthony Hector is on deck here. Oh, this one took a dirty hop right on the lip of the infield. A Ross Wells bounce that usually catches the visitors. This one caught Ben Wolochuk, and it just spit up over top of him. He didn't even have a chance at it. And it's a one-out single for Chance Crawford here in the top of the second inning. And Anthony Hector, the shortstop, will come to the plate here for the 57s with one out in the top of the second. Lucas Geisler on deck here for the 57s. This pitch is outside for ball one, 1-0. First at bat for Anthony Hector, the shortstop here tonight. Off-speed pitch from Weston is outside, 2-0. Fastball in the dirt. 3-0 the count on Hector. It is, we know, Weston Wall's final season in the WCBL, and he's been shooting out the lights. As he told me, he came up here to win a championship. Here, a 4-pitch walk on Anthony Hector. Second walk issued by Weston Walls here tonight. To second goes Chance Crawford.
Number 23, Lucas Geisler.
And the 57s now have runners at first and second with one away here in the top of the second. Lucas Geisler, the center fielder, is at the plate here for Swift Current. Hudson Unger on deck. This one low and inside for ball one on Geisler. He from Balcarres. That one in there for strike one, called 1-1. Geisler from Balcarres out of the Edmonton Redhawks program. Center fielder for the 57s tonight. 6 foot, 175. Here's the 1-1 from Walls. Swung on and fouled off the foot of the batter. 1-2. The count here on Geisler. Swing and a miss, tip foul, caught by the catcher, Garen Plummer, 2 away. Second strikeout of the ball game for Weston Walls.
Number 3, Hudson Unger.
And we go to the top of the order. The right fielder, Hudson Unger, comes to the plate for the second time tonight. Rydell Adair is on deck. One thing we've become accustomed to with these Weston Walls starts, slider in for a strike, 0-1. The count on Hudson Unger. Efficient starts by Weston. Doesn't habitually face a lot of batters in any given ball game. Curveball is low and in the dirt, 1-1. This one popped up foul, backing out of play. Foul ball for Elk Ridge Glass. We know Glass. Give them a call, 306-631-0883. 1-2, the count here on Hudson Unger, the right fielder. Rydell Adair is on deck. Out to a big lead at second is Chance Crawford. This one just a little high for ball 2, 2-2. Full count on Hudson Unger, who singled back in the first inning and was left stranded. Curveball, swing and a miss, and down he goes for strikeout number 3. And that retires the side. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Phillips, Rago, and Ransom due up for the Millers in this scoreless game at Roswells Park on FloCollege Baseball.
Remember, it is a Rosie's on River Street Thirsty Thursday. We've got beer batter pricing all game long.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Roswells Park for another hot evening of baseball.
Bottom of the second inning at Roswells Park in Moose Jaw. Pacey Phillips will lead it off here for the black and yellow, the left fielder. Pacey Phillips, Michael Rago, and Caden Ransom are due up for the Millers here in this scoreless ball game. Keegan Nolder on the mound here for the Swift Current 57s tonight, making his 10th start of the season. And the sidearmer delivery is in for ball 1, 1-0. Checking the score down the road, Edmonton Elks a 7-0 lead at the Riders. That is halfway through the first quarter. Just giving you the update, Joe. This one fouled straight back, 1-1, the count here on Pacey, who's coming to the plate for the first time, the left fielder out of Kerrobert Sask. Glad you asked. From Bismarck State. This one, our one hopper to second base, fielded by the second baseman Jorgensen for one away. Pacey Phillips grounds out to the second baseman, one away. Michael Muscles Rago comes to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the second inning. First plate appearance for the product of Bensonville, Illinois. First pitch swinging by Rago, and it's fouled back and out of play. Rago batting .293 on the season. He's appeared in now 33 of the Millers' 43 games. This one popped up down the first baseline, foul territory. And it is caught by the first baseman, Adair, for two away. Michael Rago flies out to the first baseman. And Caden Ransom comes to the plate, the pride of Lincoln, Nebraska. A big shout out to his folks. Kip and Angie tuned in from the Big L. Sure had a great time. Wish they could have stayed longer when they were up here earlier this summer, but man, they made the most of it. The curve fouled off by Caden, 0-1. Just going to say that the Millers haven't lost since that team bonding event at Freedom Stables, of which the Ransom family was, and all the families that were in town. What a great time that was. Freedom Stables just southeast of Moose Jaw and Highway 39. Blown away with that one, 1-1 the count here on Caden Ransom. Apparently they did get on some horses. That was after I left. It always happens after I leave, Joe. Things get wild. They were playing pool, singing karaoke, and then for some reason they thought it would be a good idea to get on the horses out there. Slider outside for ball 2-1. That includes Caden, I understand. Angie, you never did send me that photo of Caden on the horse. Two and one on the product of the University of Sioux Falls, Caden Ransom here. Miller kicks and delivers. Low and inside at the knees for ball 3-1. Still scoreless here between these East Division rivals, bottom of the second inning. This one fouled off by Ransom, out of play. 3-2, the full count. Caden's appeared now in 22 of the Millers' 43 games on the season, batting .255. He's homered twice. As he stands in and gets ready for the payoff pitch. Outside for a ball for Caden Ransom, draws the two-out walk. And away to first goes Caden Ransom as Ben Wolochik comes to the plate for the first time here tonight for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. First pitch on Wolochek is in for a ball, 1-0. Had to do a quick check. I have not heard from Lonnie Wolochek. Had to make sure he's okay. Oh, yeah, he's down the third base line in the beer gardens, having a chat with team president Daryl Pichot right now. This one caught the inside edge of the plate for strike one called, 1-1. Second season with the Millers for Ben Wallachuk. He's batting .341. That's 5th best on the ball club. He's appeared in every game. And he's hit by this pitch from Keegan Noller. And away to first goes Ben Wallachuk. For the 17th time, Ben Wallachuk's been hit by a pitch here this season. That leads the team. And we've got a mound conference here. Jared Franklin comes out for a word with Keegan Noller. We'll pause a moment. Scoreless in Moose Jaw and FloCollege baseball.
Number 22, Thomas Soto.
Top of the order we go. Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for the Millers. With runners now at first and second and 2 out. Thomas flied out to the left fielder, back to lead off the ball game. This is his second at bat here tonight. Scoreless Millers and 57s in the second inning. Keegan Noller checks the runner at second. That's Caden Ransom. Kicks and delivers. This one ripped in towards second. That's fielded by the second baseman Jorgensen. The throw over to first will end the inning. Thomas Soto grounds out to the second baseman. Millers will leave 2-1. We'll go to the third. Scoreless 57s and Miller Express here on FloCollege baseball.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Hitting off. Congratulations, downtown Moose Jaw, Magic Drive East, and on strike hero is Dallas Diana.
Great job by the Cowboys Caviar Kids announcer here at Roswells Park. Will Edwards, the returning All-Star, second-year Miller coming to the plate here for the black and yellow in this scoreless game. Quite a pitching duel going on by the pair of All-Stars, Keegan Noller and Weston Walls here tonight, of which nobody should be surprised. The first pitch in on Will is in for strike one, called 0-1. Edwards singled back in the first inning and was left stranded. This one, a roller to short, picked up by the shortstop Hector, and the throw to first is on time, although a very acrobatic stretch by Jorgensen to field it, but Will Edwards grounds out to the shortstop to open the Millers' third, and that's one away as Chris Franks comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw for a second time. Franks singled back in the first inning and was left stranded at second as he faces Keegan Noller here for the second time tonight. Well outside with this delivery from Noller, 1-0. The starting pitcher for Swift Current tonight, Keegan Noller from Tecumseh, Ontario, 6'3", 230. He's a big one. This one hit well into right in the air. It gets past the right fielder, Unger. On his way to second is Franks with a stand-up double, brought to you by Sastel SecureTech. Chris Franks continues with the hot bat. By the way, don't let anybody steal home on you. Check out the best home security options at Sastel SecureTech. As Eduardo Sainz comes to the plate, you can always tell by the Caribbean tunes raining down from the speakers here at Roswells Park. For Chris Franks, that is his 12th double of the season. Side armor in for strike one, called 0-1 from Noller. Eduardo Sainz grounded out to the pitcher back in the first inning. The 0-1. Well outside, and great job by Mace Wheeler snaring it. 1-1 the count here on Eduardo Sainz. This one swung on and fouled down the first base line. 1-2. Miller's next game Friday night here. Tomorrow night, 7:05 against the Medicine Hat Mavericks. Millers have had big success against Med Hat this season, including a 7-2 win in Moose Jaw's last game on Monday night. The club's 12th consecutive victory. Here's the 1-2 on Eduardo Sainz. This one a liner to third and caught by the third baseman Hiromoto for 2 away. Eduardo Sainz lines out to the third baseman. And now 2 out in the bottom of the third as Garen Plummer comes to the plate for the Millers. His walk-up music always gets the crowd putting their hands together here. It's an event every time Garen Plummer comes to the plate here for the Millers. The first-year infielder from Wichita, Kansas. Garen Plummer at the plate for a second time. He flied out to left back in the first. At second base is Chris Franks. He's out to a good-sized lead. Here, this is punched up the middle. Being sent home is Chris Franks. And he'll score. It's a run-scoring double by Garen Plummer. The Millers are on the board. Pacey Phillips will come to the plate for a second time. And for the first time tonight, the Millers have the lead as Garen Plummer sends Chris Franks home. And for Chris Franks, that's his 40th run scored on the season. First offering in on Pacey Phillips is outside for ball 1-1-0. Pacey grounded out to the second baseman back in the second inning. Strike one called, 1-1 here on Pacey. Michael Rago is on deck. This one fouled off down the third base line. 1-2 the count here on Pacey Phillips. 13-7, soon to be 14-7. The Rough Riders up on Edmonton early in the second quarter, just down the road at Mosaic Stadium. Pacey gets his bat on this one, fouled out of play. We're going to hit a light pole here at Ross Wells Park. Newly added light poles, extra lights this season. Everybody loves this ballpark when they come and see it. If you haven't, put it on your bucket list. We had that guy, Pete from Arizona, through here a couple of weeks ago. He's still talking about it. Here's a roller towards second, fielded by the second baseman Jorgensen. The throw to first is on time, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Millers put one on the board. We'll go to the fourth inning with Moose Jaw up 1-0 here, and due up for the 57s, Noller, Jorgensen, and Crawford on FloCollege Baseball.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archive game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Lights are on here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw as we go to the 4th inning. And now a 1-0 Millers lead. Keegan Noller, the starting pitcher for the 57s, will come to the plate for the second time tonight. He grounded out to third, the start of a double play back in the first inning, his first time up. Keegan Noller, Cohen Jorgensen, and Chance Crawford due up for Swift Current as Weston Walls works into the 4th inning. Curveball from Weston is high for ball 1, 1-0. 3 strikeouts on the wall for Weston today to add to his league-leading total. Swing and a miss from Noller. Strike 1. 1-1. Was talking with one of the parents prior to the game, and I'm sure the Miller parents and families watching know this, but she said the very last date the Millers could play, if they go all the way to the league championship game 3, would be August 17th. That sound right, Joe? You heard that? August 17th. Fastball is fouled back toward the press box. 2-2. For everybody making their plans, August 17th is the latest this season could go if the Millers go all the way, which they've done in our time as recently as 2024 in the league final and the heartbreaking loss to Okotoks. And isn't that something? The Millers, Berries, and Okotoks Dogs enter the night all with 30 wins to lead the league. A lot of teams have championship designs. Full count here on Keegan Noller. Walls kicks and delivers outside for ball 4. A leadoff walk for Keegan Noller here to open the 4th inning. And the tying run is now aboard. The go-ahead run comes to the plate. The second baseman, Cohen Jorgensen. From Arkansas State Community College, Cohen Jorgensen, the second baseman, grounded out to short back in the second inning. This one hit well, left center field. That is going to get down for a base hit. A none-out single for Cohen Jorgensen, and now the 57s have runners at first and second with Chance Crawford, the left fielder, coming to the plate here for Swift Current. They in their, what are we going to call it, forest green uniforms? This is the closest I can call it. Forest green with the orange trim. Green helmets, gray pants. As Weston Walls looks in and delivers. First pitch swinging high in the air. Pacey Phillips dancing over to his right will make the catch for 1 away. Chance Crawford flies out to the left fielder here for 1 out. And that'll bring to the plate the shortstop, number 1, Anthony Hector here, the Miami, Florida product out of Cerro Coso Community College, with his 57s trailing 1-0 here in the 4th. Fastball is down the first base line. Stepping on the bag is Eduardo Sainz to get out the batter. But safe at second is Cohen Jorgensen. So Anthony Hector grounds out to the first baseman for 2 away. But now the 57s have runners at second and third. And Lucas Geisler, the number 9 hitter, comes to the plate here for the 57s. He struck out back in the second inning. Curveball from Weston is in for a ball, 1-1. This one swung on high in the air toward left. Pacey Phillips comes under that to make the catch and retire the side. Lucas Geisler flies out to the left fielder, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh, sorry, that is just 2 out. Now it's Lucas Geisler coming to the plate. And the first offering from Walls is in for strike 1, called 0-1. This one a looper. Thomas Soto leaps to make the catch in shallow left field, and that will retire the side. And now we'll go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rago, Ransom, and Wallachek due up for the Millers here on FloCollege Baseball.
Leading off for the Miller Express, number 11, Michael Rago.
Michael Rago comes to the plate for the Millers in the bottom of the 4th inning. The St. Ambrose University product and third baseman here tonight for Moose Jaw to lead off the Millers' 4th. They lead it 1-0 here on a Chris Franks run scored back in the 3rd inning. Keegan Nolder working into the 4th. And the first pitch from Nolder is right down the middle. No, it's ball 1 on Rago. Michael Rago flied out to the first baseman back in the 2nd inning. And this one down the first base line, diving to make the catch is the first baseman, Rydell Adair. And he just beats Michael Rago to the bag for 1 away. Michael Rago leads off the Millers' 4th by grounding out to the first baseman. All right, Caden Ransom to the plate. Notable by his purple batting gloves from the University of Sioux Falls. Caden Ransom coming to the plate for the 2nd time. He walked back in the 2nd inning and was left stranded at 2nd. Knoller's first pitch swung on and fouled back over towards Memorial Field for strike one. And this one, the sidearm delivery, caught the outside edge of the plate for strike two called. 0-2 here on Caden. 6'2", 210 out of Lincoln. And Noller steps off the rubber. He might have been swatting at some insects around his head out there too. 30 degrees Celsius at game time, 86 Fahrenheit, and next to no wind. Southwest at 5. That is not keeping the bugs off. This one outside for ball one, 1-2. The count on Ransom. Noller kicks and delivers low for ball two, 2-2 on Caden. Coming back from being down in the count, 0-2. Again, Swift Current here tonight. Medicine Hat here Friday. Millers will have a road game Saturday at Swift Current. Doubleheader. Thank you, Joe. And then back here to Swift Current Sunday, 2 p.m. This one fouled off by Ransom. 2-2. So 3 out of the next 5 at home, and then the Millers go on the road Monday, Tuesday. Weyburn and Swift. And then back home here next Thursday and Friday with a pair against Medicine Hat. And that'll make way for the final week before playoffs. This swung on and fouled down the right field line and out of play. The Millers schedule brought to you by Prairie Spring Water, CJ Trailers, Moose Jaw Toyota, Heartland Financial Group, and Roto's Pizza. Inside for ball three, 3-2. What a patient at bat here for Caden Ransom. I feel like, Joe, every pizza joint in town sponsors the Millers, except for, should we mention them because they don't? Capone's Pizza. What do you think? The 3-2 is inside at the knees. Ball for Caden Ransom. Draws his second walk of the game as he trots away to first. A one-out walk issued to Caden Ransom, and Ben Wolochik comes to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the 4th inning. Who lead it? The Millers do 1-0 on a Chris Franks run scored back in the 3rd. Outside for ball one on Wolochek, 1-0. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning, and now we have a mound visit. Interesting time. We'll step back a moment. 1-0 Millers in the 4th on FloCollege baseball. Ben Wallachek coming to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Millers with one out in the bottom of the fourth inning and a runner at first. That's Caden Ransom. And the outside for ball 2 on Wallachek, 2-0. And this one inside for ball 3 on the Missouri Western product. Looks like Keegan Noller and Ben are having a dialogue there. My guess is it's about Ben crowding the plate. It's no secret. You want to know why he leads the team in hit batsmen. And this one outside for a 4-pitch walk drawn by Ben Wallachek. And with one away in the bottom of the fourth, the Millers have 2 men on as Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. Thomas tonight 0 for 2. He's flied out to left field and grounded out to second. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve here tonight at this at bat. First pitch from Noller is outside for ball 1, 1-0. Soto leads the club in runs scored with 56, stolen bases with 39. Ironically, strikeouts as well with 26. Wheeler fakes the throw down to first. Doesn't happen. He also leads in at bats at 164, which shouldn't surprise anybody, giving his spot in the batting order. 2-0 the count here on Soto. And outside for ball 3 as there is somebody up in the 57's bullpen here now. 1-0 the Millers lead, bottom of the fourth. Runners at first and second and 1 out. Keegan Noller from Tecumseh, Ontario on the mound here for the 57s. Checks the runner at second, kicks and delivers right down the pipe for strike 1 called. 3-1 on Soto. 57s come in 6th in the Eastern Division at 14-28. They're 3 games, just 3 games out of a playoff spot entering the night. And this one inside, no, caught the inside edge of the strike zone for strike 2 called. 3-2 on Soto. Will Edwards is on deck here. This one swung on. The second baseman, Jorgensen, up with it. Throw to first is in time, and he'll get the batter, Thomas Soto, for 2 out. Thomas grounds out to the second baseman. To third goes Caden Ransom. To second, Ben Wallachek. And William Edwards will come to the plate here for the Millers in the bottom of the fourth. Millers Baseball brought to you by Culligan, the official water supplier of your Miller Express. And the Moose Jaw Warriors 2026-27 season tickets are available now. Runners at second and third. 2 out now with the All-Star. Will Edwards coming to the dish here for Moose Jaw. Outside with this delivery, 1-0. Throw down to third, but Caden Ransom is back safely. That is that time of year, post All-Star break. Time for scoreboard watching. We don't have any updates. Hang on. Yes, we do. Let's see what's going on around the league here on the out-of-town scoreboard. Saskatoon Berries leading at Fort McMurray 1-0. Low and away with a slider from Noller, 2-1. That is in the 5th inning. Berries leading at Fort McMurray 1-0. Saskatoon and Moose Jaw come into the night each with 30 wins. Sylvan Lake Energy City tied up 1-1 in Edmonton. Lethbridge Brooks scoreless in Elks Field in the 2nd. This one inside at the knees, 3-1 on Will Edwards. Earlier on in the first of a doubleheader, Energy City beating Sylvan Lake 10-2. Lethbridge beating Brooks 5-2. This one yanked down toward third. Hiramoto up with that. The throw to first will end the inning. Will Edwards grounds out to the third baseman. And we'll go to the 5th here tonight with the Millers leading this defensive battle 1-0. Due up for the 57s, Unger, Adair, and Hiramoto. We'll be right back on FloCollege Baseball.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Number 3, Hudson Unger.
The numbers 1, 2, and 3 hitters are due up for the Swift Current 57s here tonight, who trail it 1-0, going up against Weston Walls here into the 5th. Hudson Unger, Rydell Adair, and Jake Hiramoto are due up for the 57s. The first pitch, a curve from Weston, is in for ball 1, 1-0. Hudson Unger has singled and struck out tonight. And the slider is in for strike 1, called 1-1 on Hudson Unger. Here's a roller to second. Ben Wallachek on it. Throw to first is just in time. It one-hopped in front of Eduardo Saenz, but he fielded it well. And Hudson Unger opens up the 5th inning by grounding out to the second baseman, 1 away. And the first baseman, Rydell Adair, comes to the plate for Swift Current for the 2nd time in the game. From Texas A&M, Texarkana. First pitch is popped up foul into the Millers CNS bullpen, CNS Builders bullpen. Pacey really didn't have a shot at it, but he made a valiant effort. And 0-1 the count here on Rydell Adair with Jake Hiramoto on deck. Adair today has walked and grounded out to the first baseman. Slider is inside for ball 2, 2-1. Low and inside for a ball, 3-3-1. Now start spreading the news. So many of you know it already, but in the Fortis Alberta Power Rankings. Oh, this one belted into center field for a base hit. A one-out single for Radel Adair here in the top of the 5th inning. Puts him aboard with one away, and Jake Hiramoto, the third baseman, comes to the plate for Swift Current. The power rankings are for Fortis Alberta. They come out every Monday. And how about these Moose Jaw Millers? Number 1 in the power rankings across the WCBL. Number 1, Okotoks 2, Saskatoon 3. Moose Jaw 1, Okotoks 2, Saskatoon 3, Sylvan Lake 4, Lethbridge 5, Regina Red Sox 6, Medicine Hat 7. Here's a roller to third. Michael Rego with a throw to second. Wallachek to first, not in time. They will, however, get the lead runner. Radel Adair thrown out at second. Jake Hiramoto is safe in a fielder's choice. And Mace Wheeler comes to the plate with 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Continuing on with the power rankings, Medicine Hat 7th, Weyburn Beavers 8th, Energy City Cactus Rats 9th, these Swift Current 57s 10th, Brooks Bombers 11th, and the Fort McMurray Giants 12th. You can always check it out for yourself at WCBLBaseball.com. Power rankings, analysis, scores, stats, and schedule and more, WCBLBaseball.com. 1-0 the count here on Mace Wheeler, the catcher. And he's behind on this one, swing and a miss, 1-1. Throw to first, and back safely is Hiramoto. This one belted foul down the first base line, and that went into the 57's dugout. Or bullpen, sorry. 1-2 the count here on Mace Wheeler. Outside for a ball, 2-2. 2-out runner at first. Here's the 2-2. The curve ball is in for strike 3, called. Mace Wheeler goes down looking, and that is the 4th strikeout of the game for Weston Walls, and it retires the side. We will go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Roswells Park. Chris Franks, Eduardo Saenz, and Garen Plummer due up for the Millers, who lead it 1-0 here on FloCollege Baseball. Bottom of the fifth now. As Chris Franks gives a signal to the little guys, the little ball players. I don't know if the FloCollege camera picks him up here just outside the dugout fence here for the Millers. Oh, these Millers are big stars in this town, man. Especially with the winners of 12 in a row. Big news as they go after number 13 here tonight. Chris Franks will lead it off in the Millers' fifth. They lead it 1-0. Keegan Noller dealing into the fifth inning for the visiting 57s. His first pitch is outside for ball 1-0. Chris Franks, Eduardo Saenz, and Garen Plummer are due up here for the Millers. This one caught the outside edge for strike one, called 1-1. Again, the Medicine Hat Mavericks will be in town Friday night, 7:05 first pitch here. You can catch it right here on FloCollege Baseball. And how about FloCollege recognizing the Millers on their social media accounts today? This one hit Chris Franks in the back. And he's away to first base here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Chris Franks, a hit batsman. And Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw for a third time tonight. I'm expecting big crowds throughout the weekend. Good one here tonight, as you see. Tomorrow night, your next chance to catch the Millers. And then Sunday, 2:05 against these very same Swift Current 57s. First pitch in for ball 1-0 on Eduardo Saenz, who tonight has grounded out to the first baseman and lined out to the third baseman. Throw over to first, and Chris Franks is back in time. Chris Franks with 15 stolen bases on the season. That's third behind Soto and Wallachek. Runner goes. Wheeler with a throw down to second. Got him. Chris Franks thrown out trying to steal second. And that makes one away here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So now one out and none on for Eduardo Saenz here in the bottom of the fifth inning. This one, a looper into right field, and Edward is aboard with a one-out single here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fielded by the right fielder, Hudson Unger. Okay, one out, one on, and Garen Plummer to the plate now for Moose Jaw. Out of Fairleigh Dickinson University. Garen Plummer tonight is flied out to the left fielder and doubled. The first pitch in from Noller is in for a strike. 0-1. Talk about the Millers home to Medicine Hat Friday night. Swift Current on the road Friday at Lethbridge. This one fouled off and out of play. A one-game road trip into the West Division for Swift Current Friday night. They will visit the Lethbridge Bulls in their next action. Again, the 57's just 3 games out of a playoff spot. Entering tonight's action is Noller checks the runner at first. A very modest lead by Eduardo Saenz. This one fouled off by Plummer. 0-2. By the way, with these big crowds. You notice a lot of folks in Miller gear. You can get yours at the Ultimate Fan Zone, your authentic MLB fan store for official jerseys, hats, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Game day every day at UFZ, and Garen Plummer is hit by the pitch. That's 2 hit batsmen in this 5th inning for the Millers, and looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for Swift Current. We'll be back in a moment. 1-0 the Millers lead in the 5th on FloCollege Baseball.
Number 9.
All right, when you hear Def Leppard, you know that means Pacey Phillips is coming to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and that's the situation in the bottom of the 5th inning with 1 out and runners at first and second. We get a pitching change for the 57s. Number 35, Sam Honky comes into the game. Hard throwing righties. First pitch is in for ball 1, low and inside, 1-0. Sam Honky is on the mound from Red Deer, Alberta. Plays with the Edmonton Redhawks program. 1-0 the count. A hush in the ballpark as Honkers. This one popped up in the infield. And the shortstop waving everybody off. Hector for 2 away. Pacey Phillips flies out to the shortstop. And Michael Rago comes to the plate here for the Millers with 2 out in the bottom of the 5th inning and a 1-0 lead. The Spaghetti-O, Michael Rago at the plate for a 3rd time. He is flied out to first, grounded out to first here in the ball game. Check swing, strike 1 called. Michael doesn't like it. 5'10", 180 from Bentonville, Illinois. The 0-1 is outside for ball one, 1-1. Millers Baseball brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Center, Bugsy's Irish Pub in the Town and Country Mall, Moose Jaw Carpet 1, and Tim Hortons. The 1-1 from Hunky. Kicks and delivers. Fastball is in for ball 2, 2-1. Low and away. Ball 3, 3-1. Sam Honke has started 4 games on the season. He has been busy pitching 23 and 2/3 innings. Coming in tonight in a middle reliever role. Has a 9.13 ERA. Long, lanky righty. Looks in for the sign. Checks the runner at second. Delivers. This one is fouled off by Rego. 3-2. Michael Rego at the plate. Caden Ransom is on deck here. Steamy night in the Band City with the lights on at Ross Wells Park and a tight defensive battle. 1-0 the Millers lead in the 5th. Home plate umpire is Adam Sims and his crew Mike Richards and Zeke Fair. Here we come with a payoff pitch on Rego. Swung on, fouled and toward the Miller dugout. Rego stays alive at 3-2. Game number 43 on the season. As you know, they'll play 56. Before all is said and done, the Miller Club record for wins in a season is 38. And Moose Jaw's at 30 entering the night. They got a 1-0 lead here. The 3-2 on Rego. Here's a roller back to the mound, fielded by the pitcher. Hunky's throw to first is in time on the bag, and he tags Rego too. And that's 3 away. That'll end the inning. We'll go to the 6th with the Millers up 1-0.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
And to create new memories. At accessstorage.ca.
Top of the 6th inning. Keegan Noller, the pitcher, comes to the plate here for the Swift Current 57s in this defensive showdown. Keegan Noller, Cohen Jorgensen, Chance Crawford are due up for the 57s here. As Weston Walls pitches into the 6th. Fastball swung on and a miss from Noller, 0-1. 4 strikeouts tonight for the WCBL strikeout leader, Weston Walls. He has come out here in the 6th. Determined back-to-back fastballs, swing and a miss from Noller, 0-2. Pitcher versus pitcher here to open up the 6th. And the sliders outside for ball 1, 1-2. Keegan Noller today is grounded out to 5th. That precipitated a double play and walked back in the 3rd. This one belted in the air to left. Pacey Phillips back to make the catch for 1 away. Keegan Noller got a hold of that one, but Pacey Phillips was in the perfect position. Catches the fly ball, and that is 1 away here in the top of the 6th. As Cohen Jorgensen, the second baseman, comes to the plate here for Swift Current. Fastball is a roller down towards second. Ben Wallachek can't get at that one. It's a 1-out single for Cohen Jorgensen here in the top of the 6th inning, and all of a sudden the tying run is at first, and the go-ahead run comes to the plate. Chance Crawford, the left fielder. A slim Miller's 1-0 lead here in the 6th inning. What a defensive gem we've seen. First pitch from Walls is low and away, ball 1, 1-0. Two and 0, the count on Chance Crawford. Weston Walls, the graduated senior from Central Methodist. I'll be playing pro ball next year, ain't much doubt about that. This fastball is high for ball 3, and I don't think Weston likes that call from home plate umpire Adam Sims, as he shrugs and gazes out into the left field sky. The 3-0 is in for a strike one called, 3-1. Chance Crawford, the left fielder, at the plate. From Bryan, Texas, and he plays at East Texas Baptist University. The 3-1 curveball, slider, is in for strike 2, called 3-2 as Walls battles back in the at bat, and it is a 3-2 count. Chance Crawford stares down the pitcher. The delivery is inside for ball 4.
Number 1, Anthony Hector.
Fastball from Walls is in for strike 1, called 0-1 on Anthony Hector, the shortstop, and number 8 hitter. Lucas Geisler's on deck here for Swift Current as things have gotten interesting here in the 6th. 1 out, 2 on. 57's down 1-0. Walls delivers. The curve is outside for a ball. 1-1. Big lead out at second. Runner goes, swung on. Pacey Phillips back toward the line, and he'll make the catch. And back to second base goes Chance Crawford, 2 away. Anthony Hector flies out to the left fielder. 2 out, and the number 9 hitter, center fielder Lucas Geisler, comes to the plate here for Swift Current with Hudson Unger on deck. First pitch in for strike one, called 0-1. One and one now, the count on Geisler. He has struck out and lined out to short in the game. Remember that leaping catch made by Thomas Soto? This one belted towards second. Wolochek up with that. And the throw to first is on time, and that'll retire the side. And we will go to the bottom of the sixth with the Millers up 1-0. Caden Ransom, Ben Wolochek, and Thomas Soto due up. 1-0 the Millers lead on FloCollege baseball.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Number 2, Caden Ransom.
The designated hitter, Caden Ransom, will lead it off here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, who lead it 1-0 tonight over the visiting Swift Current 57s as they look for their club record 13th consecutive victory. Ransom, Wolochek, and Soto due up for the Millers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Facing Sam Honke on the mound here for Swift Current. The first pitch is in low for ball 1 on Caden. The designated hitter has drawn back-to-back walks here tonight as he steps into the batter's box and he digs in. The 1-0 is ripped in the air, high and deep to center, and gone! A solo leadoff home run for Caden Ransom, number 3 of the year. Caden signals to the bullpen as he was headed toward third. And that's got him fired up in the dugout as Caden Ransom connects deep for a 3rd time this season, and it opens up a 2-0 lead here for the Millers in this ultra defensive game here tonight. There you go. That makes it worth it, doesn't it? Ransom family tuned in from Lincoln, Nebraska. That was a no-doubter to the deepest part of the ballpark. You always can check the body language from the center fielder as Lucas Geisler barely moved. He was like, that's gone. For the power hitter, Caden Ransom, his 3rd home run of the season. A little insurance here for the Millers with a 2-0 lead. And Ben Wolochek is at the plate now. for a third time. Ben tonight's been hit by a pitch and walked. One and one the count here on Ben. The 2-1 on Ben Wallachek is swung on and fouled back and out of play, 2-2. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Deja Vu Cafe. SaskTel, South Sask Bus Lines, Sask Pork, and Casino Moose Jaw. Up late? So are we. Downtown Moose Jaw, right across from the Temple Gardens Mineral Spa. The 2-2 on Wallachek. Honky kicks and delivers. This one fouled off down the first base line. 2-2. Ball 3 on Wallachek. Full count now. Thomas Soto was on deck here. 2-0. The Millers now leading it thanks to the Caden Ransom home run here in this sixth inning. Chris Franks came across back in the third. Here's the 3-2. In a roller down towards third, and that is bobbled by the third baseman Hiromoto. And Ben Wallachek is aboard. It's an error charged on the third baseman. Ben will take that. And with none out here in the sixth inning, the Millers have a runner at first as Thomas Soto comes to the plate as we go to the top of the order.
22,
Thomas Soto, Will Edwards, and Chris Franks now due up for the Millers, who have a 2-0 lead here. Soto today, 0-3. He's flied out to left, grounded out to second on 2 occasions. Switch hitting shortstop. Pulls this one foul down the first base line. 0-1. Throw over to first and back safely is Wallachek. Thomas Soto batting .348, fourth best on the ball club. Another throw over and back safely is Wallachek. Thomas, a team leading 13 doubles as well. As y'all know, he also leads in walks and stolen bases. Not shockingly, he was named an all-star for a third time. This one high for ball 1, 1-1 on Soto. As a matter of fact, Thomas leading in most offensive categories, but leading in home runs are Plummer and Franks, each with 4. Caden Ransom just going deep for a third time tonight. Here's the 1-1 outside for ball 2 on Soto, 2-1. Fastball piped by Sam Honky for strike 2, called 2-2. outside for a ball 2, 3-2, and they throw down to first. Wallachek back. They've done their homework on Ben Wallachek. He's a menace on the base paths here. And now an interesting point in the game. Full count on Soto, none out. And Ben Wallachek out to a big lead at first. The righty Honky looks in and delivers. Ball 4, and away to second goes Ben Wallachek. Thomas Soto's aboard here in the 6th inning, as is Wallachek at second, and with none out, Will Edwards comes to the plate here for the Millers. It's the 6'3" Australian. Singled back in the 1st inning, grounded out to short in the 3rd, and grounded out to 3rd in the 4th inning. Will Edwards at the plate for a 4th time tonight. In a 2-0 Millers lead, Sam Hunky, number 35, on the mound for the 57s, checks the runner at second, delivers, and Edwards lays down the bunt. Honky's throw to first, not in time. It took the first baseman Adair off the bag. And we've got bases loaded here in the 6th and none out. And that's an error on the pitcher, they say. To 3rd goes Wallachek. To 2nd, Thomas Soto. And how about Chris Franks coming to the plate at a opportune time for him. But we got a break. Jared Franklin coming out of the dugout for the 57s. Looks like we got a pitching change. Or maybe not. Hang on. No. We'll be right back. 2-0 Millers in the 6th. Here we go. Zach Clough has come into the game for the Swift Current 57s in this 6th inning with the bases loaded and none out. And Chris Franks coming to the plate here for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, the team's RBI leader with 44. Tonight he's already got a single and a double. And the first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. Sam Honky worked 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 run, 1 hit. That was the home run to Caden Ransom and one walk. Fastball swung on by Franks, fouled back and out of play, 0-2. The starter, Keegan Noller, went 4 1/3 unofficially, allowed 1 run on 5 hits, walked 3 and struck out none. That's unofficial, the line for the Swift Current starter. And this one high for a ball, 1-2 on Chris Franks. Very popular center fielder out of Wooster, Ohio. All these Millers, I tell you, if you don't know how it goes in this town, you set club records, people remember, right, Joe? 12 wins in a row. They've already made their mark, and if you ask them, they are just getting started. Low and inside for a ball, 2-2 on Chris Franks. Bases loaded, none out, 2-2 the count on Chris Franks. Clough kicks and delivers inside at the knees, ball 3 and a full count here. 2-0 Millers lead, and on the other side, Weston Walls has been in for all of it. Here's the 3-2. Swung on by Franks. A roller picked up by the third baseman Hiromoto. For the out at second, Will Edwards, but it will score a run. Ben Wolochuk scores. 3-0 Millers. Chris Franks is safe with a fielder's choice. Will Edwards thrown out at second for 1 away. So the Millers got runners at first and third. And now 1 out as Eduardo Saenz comes to the plate. Oh, he's just the Millers' batting average leader at .378. Of course, he got a late start on the season coming in. He's appeared in only 27 of the Millers' 42 games, but he's a threat. 3 home runs on the season, 27 RBI. Eduardo Saenz at the plate with 1 out and runners on the corners. Throw to first, and Franks is back narrowly. Zach Clough on the mound here for Swift Current from Mount Vernon, Ohio. Runner goes. This one popped up toward first base. And there to make the catch is the first baseman, Adair, for 2 away. Eduardo Saenz flies out to the first baseman.
Number 18, Aaron Plummer.
And, of course, the whole crowd clapping here. What a vibe with this ball club this year. Players clapping, the fans clapping. And Garen Plummer at the plate here tonight for a 4th time. Garen from Wichita, Kansas has flied out to left, doubled, and been hit by a pitch. He's catching Weston Walls tonight as he stands in there. Runner goes. Swing and a miss from Garen. 0-1. Why did he call him out? He just called him out. And Garen can believe it, and Michael Gonzalez, the head coach, has come down for a word with a home plate umpire, Adam Sims, and to be quite honest, I don't know why the call was made, but Adam Sims is very vocal, and at this point I got a pretty good idea he's not changing his mind. All right, so that's it. That'll end the inning, but the Millers put 2 on the board. They lead 3-0 going to the 7th. And due up for the 57s are Unger, Adair, and Hiromoto here on FloCollege Baseball.
for Swift number 3, Hudson Unger.
Top of the 7th here in Moose Jaw. Pitching change for the Millers. Coming into the game and making his Millers debut, number 12, Antonio Sansoni. Whoa! Foul ball coming right into your living room here. There's a lot of kids in the ballpark here tonight, but they avoided injury. Swing and a miss from Hudson Unger. He's down 0-2 here on the hard-throwing lefty, Antonio Sansoni. Weston Walls unofficially worked 6 innings tonight, allowed 0 runs, 6 hits, struck out 4 and walked 4. The curveball is in for ball 1, 1-2. Antonio Sansoni joining the Millers in game number 43 from Middleton, New Jersey. Outside for a ball 2, 2-2. He's got some pop in his arm, this guy. And outside for ball 3, 3-2. Asking Michael Gonzalez, the head coach, what's the biggest, this was a while back now, like about a month ago, but what was the biggest reason for this torrid start by the ball club? And he said recruiting. Outside for ball 4. Unger battles back from an 0-2 count to draw the leadoff walk here in the 7th. And Rydell Adair, the first baseman, comes to the plate here for Swift Current. Swift Current product from Texas A&M Texarkana. He said, Gonzalez did, recruiting. He said primarily by Jeff Freeborn, the pitching coach. Gave himself a little small bouquet as well. And the GM, Corey Olofsson. You don't win 12 in a row, a club record, without BTT, big-time talent. Runner goes. Garen Plummer's throw down to second is off target, and away to third will go Hudson Unger. And that's the first error charged in the ball game on the Millers. It'll go on the catcher, and all of a sudden, the 57s have a runner at third here with none out and trailing 3-0. Low and away with a slider from Sansoni, 2-0. Hey, no pressure, kid, in your Millers debut. We only got a 12-game win streak on the line. Here's a roller to second. Wallachek waiting for it. Throw to first is in time. But Hudson Unger will score, and the 57s are on the board. Rydell Adair grounds out to the second baseman. One away, and Jake Hiramoto, the third baseman, comes to the plate here.
Last call for Moose Jaw Co-op 50-50. C. Devon in the stands.
First pitch fouled back by Hiramoto, the third baseman. 0-1. Again, Weston Walls today. Pitch 6, left with a 3-0 lead. Allowed 6 hits, struck out 4, walked 4. This one inside at the knees. 1-1 on Jake Hiramoto, the Swift Current third baseman from Mililani, Hawaii. This one fouled back and out of play, 1-2. Ooh, this one lined into the Miller dugout. Heads up over there, 1-2 remains the count on Jake Hiramoto. Mace Wheeler is on deck for the 57s, who again enter the night just 3 games out of a playoff spot. Here's a roller foul down the third baseline. Quite a doozy going on down the road at Mosaic Stadium in Regina. 28-27. Saskatchewan leading the visiting Edmonton Elks. 28-27. Saskatchewan leads a minute into the fourth quarter. 1-2 the count here on the third baseman, Jake Hiramoto. And that one is high for a ball, 2-2. Millers will do it again Friday night. Medicine Hat Mavericks coming to town for a 7:05 first pitch. Into Swift Current Saturday for a doubleheader. Back here Sunday. Note the start time, 5:05 first pitch on Sunday. You've told Betty and Wilma, haven't you? 5:05 the first pitch Sunday. Yeah, they moved it back 3 hours. No, Joe's got to go to church. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5:05. Sansoni gets the strikeout, and that's 2 away here in the 7th inning. .505. Trust me. You get to sleep in, Nancy. You can spend extra time at church. Curveball in from Sansoni. In for strike 1 and a beauty, 0-1. Mace Wheeler at the plate here for the 57s. The catcher for Swift Current with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. This curveball jumped on and launched out of play down the right field line. 0-2 the count on the catcher, Mace Wheeler. From San Diego, California, plays at Santa Clara University. 0-2 the count on him. This one popped up on the infield. Sansoni over to make the catch, helping out his own cause. And they do put a run on the board. But we go to the bottom of the 7th with the Millers leading 3-1. And due up for them, Phillips, Rago, and Ransom here on FloCollege Baseball.
Stretch here at Roswell's Park as Michaela makes her rounds around the facility, looking for our most energetic and enthusiastic fans. Now, if that's you, you'll want a gift certificate courtesy of the Mad Greek in our Mad Greek 7-day trip.
All right, Pacey Phillips flied out to open the Millers half of the 7th inning here. And now Michael Rego hitting it deep center field back near the track. Geisler back to make the catch. And that's 2 away real quickly here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Like, real quick. And Caden Ransom comes to the plate here for the Millers. Now, the last time he was up, as you know, the Lincoln, Nebraska product went deep to center field for his 3rd home run of the season, gave the Millers a 3-0 lead at the time. They now lead 3-1 as Ransom steps in here with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th inning, facing Zach Clough, the reliever here for the 57s. And the first pitch is a slider, low and away for ball 1-1-0. Zach Clough wears number 18 on the mound for the Swift Current 57s. He is from Mount Vernon, Ohio. And this one in for strike 1, called 1-1. Plays at Mount St. Joe University. This one a grounder towards second. Backhanded stab by the second baseman Jorgensen. And his throw to first is on time. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Caden Ransom grounds out to the second baseman. We will go to the 8th with the Millers leading 3-1. Due up for the 57s, Noller, Jorgensen, and Crawford. And you're watching it all here on FloCollege Baseball.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
Noller.
You're off by 5 minutes. Sorry. I bet you it'll be 5:05. What's up, Joe? All right, it's the Bauer Hour. There's Carl. Jordan Bauer coming into the game here in a relief role for the Millers. First pitch, Keegan Noller, roller to short. Thomas Soto with the throw over to first, and that's 1 away. Keegan Noller was the leadoff hitter at the top of the 8th inning, but he grounds out to six to open the 8th inning here. And coming to the plate, Cohen Jorgensen, the first baseman here for Swift Current, who trails at 3-1. A Bauer outage on the mound here. Jordan Bauer coming in for the Millers in a relief role. This pitch from Cohen Jorgensen is belted into the gap in right center field. And safe with a stand-up double is Cohen Jorgensen here in the second inning. So don't go anywhere, folks. Jorgensen at second, and the tying run comes to the plate, the left fielder Chance Crawford. Antonio Sansoni in his Millers debut unofficially pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 run, 1 hit, struck out 1, walked 1. Making way for Jordan Bauer here, the veteran Miller from Torrington, Alberta. First pitch is in for a strike on the left fielder, Chance Crawford, 0-1. This one swung on and fouled out of play. Out of the ballpark. 0-2 the count here on Chance Crawford. The big left fielder out of Bryan, Texas. He plays at East Texas Baptist University. He looks bigger than what he's listed at, 5'11", 178. 0-2 the count on him. Here is a roller to short. Soto on that, and the throw to first. Chance Crawford grounds out to the shortstop, and that's 2 away here in the 8th inning. And Anthony Hector, the shortstop, comes to the plate here for Swift Current. Runner at third. He is the tying run, Anthony Hector, with Lucas Geisler on deck. Jordan Bauer checks the runner at third. Fastball swung on, fouled out of play. Sends the kids scrambling out in the parking lot. Just those guys floating in the boats outside the ballpark in San Francisco. 0-1 the count here on Anthony Hector, the shortstop. Today he's walked, grounded out to first, and flied out to left. Fastball in the dirt. 2-1 the count here on Anthony Hector. 2 out in the top of the 8th inning. Miller's holding on to a 3-1 lead. This one ripped into right field. That'll score a run. Cohen Jorgensen comes across. It is a run-scoring single for Anthony Hector, and it is a 3-2 ball game. And don't look now, but tying run is at first, and the go-ahead run is at the plate. The number 9 hitter, center fielder Lucas Geisler, coming to the plate here for Swift Current. Jordan Bauer on the mound, came into the game with a 3-1 lead. Throw to first, and back in time is Anthony Hector. Lucas Geisler at the plate. Hudson Unger is on deck. These teams are going to get well acquainted with each other if they aren't already. A doubleheader. Saturday they'll meet at Mitchell Field in Swift Current. Back here Sunday for a 5:05 first pitch. This one fouled off by Geisler, 0-1. Runner goes. This one hit in the air to right. Will Edwards sliding, can't field it, or at least can't catch it in the air. And the 57s now have runners on the corners with 2 out, and coming to the plate, the number 1 hitter, Hudson Unger. 2-out single here by Lucas Geisler as the Millers in a bit of a jam as Michael Gonzalez comes out of the dugout here for the Millers, the head coach. And we got a pitching change for the Millers, up 3-2 in the 8th. We'll be right back here on FloCollege Baseball. Nathan Pichot comes to the game for the Moose Jaw Motor Express here, protecting a 3-2 lead, and Hudson Unger comes into the game, into the batter's box here for Swift Current, with runners on the corners and 2 out. Hudson Unger at the plate for a 5th time. Today he is singled, struck out, grounded out to the second baseman, and walked. Nathan Pichot, the team's saves leader, comes into the game here, and the fastball is high for ball 1-0. Things have gotten tense here in the ballpark. A 3-0 lead has dwindled to 3-2. As Pichot gets the sign and nods from Garen Plummer. The 1-0 is low and inside for ball 2. Anthony Hector at third. Lucas Geisler at first. Hudson Unger at the plate. The tying run 90 feet away. The 2-0 is inside for ball 3. Rydell Adair is on deck here for the visitors. That one right down the middle from Pichot for strike 1, called 3-1. A 12-game winning streak on the go, a 13th consecutive win on the line. The 3-1 from Pichot is in for strike 2, called. The 3-year veteran from Moose Jaw is battling back. Full count here on the number 1 hitter for Swift Current, Hudson Unger, the right fielder. This one ripped down the first base line, fouled. Woo! With the call by the first place umpire, Mike Richards. Unger stays alive at 3-2. This one fouled back and out of play. Runner was going Lucas Geisler, but he heads back to first. Here's a roller that'll get through. And we got a tie ball game here. Will Edwards with a bullet to third, but we got a tie game here as Hudson Unger sends Anthony Hector home. And it's 3-3, and the Millers now still facing a situation of runners on the corners here and 2 out as Rydell Adair comes to the plate. Weston Walls left after 6 with a 3-0 lead. It's now 3-3 here in the 8th. And here's a liner to short. Thomas Soto up with that, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Wolochek, Soto, and Edwards due up for the home side. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We got a doozy on the go tonight. 3-3 the score here on FloCollege.
Everything's about Gallo.
It's all about Gallo.
Press number 13, Ben Wolochek.
Away we go to the bottom of the 8th inning in a 3-3 tie now. Ben Wolochek comes to the plate here for Moose Jaw. And we thought the Millers were cruising to a 13th win. The 57s had other ideas. And 3-3 going to the bottom of the 8th here. First pitch swinging, diving to make the catch is Hiramoto, the third baseman. And the throw to first is in time, one away. Ben Wolochek grounds out to the third baseman, and we'll go to the top of the order as Thomas Soto comes to the plate here for the Millers. Zach Clough is on the mound here for Swift Current. Trying to key the comeback here. The first pitch is in for strike one, called 0-1. This one clubbed by Thomas Fair down the first baseline. Rounding first is Soto. The throw down to second, and he's safe at second. Thomas Soto safe with the slide. And it is a one-out double for Soto. And the go-ahead run is at second base now as William Edwards comes to the plate here for the Millers. Well, that certainly makes things look a little more favorable here as we are in the meat of the Millers order. And the speedy Thomas Soto at second base here in a 3-3 tie and one out. Fifth plate appearance for Will Edwards tonight. Curveball is inside for ball one at the letters, 1-0. Will Edwards today is singled, grounded out to short, grounded out to third, and reached on an error. This one low and inside for a ball 2, 2-0. On Will Edwards. Chris Franks is on deck here. 12-game win streak on the line. Close steps off. That one is in there for a strike fastball from Clo, 2-1. Miller's Baseball brought to you by Canadian Tire, 54 Dental, and Boston Pizza, Maine, and Thatcher. 2-1 the count here on Will Edwards. This one fouled, backing out of play, 2-2.
Foul ball for FloCollege Glass, call 631-0883.
Checking those out-of-town scores, Saskatoon buries a 4-3 lead at Fort McMurray. They are in the bottom of the 9th inning. Runner goes. Throw down to third. Soto is safe with the steal, and the go-ahead run is now 90 feet away, and it's a full count on Will Edwards. The 3-2 outside for ball 4. Will Edwards is away to first with 1 out, and now runners on the corners. And the Millers RBI leader, Chris Franks, struts to the plate for his 5th at bat of the night. And what an opportune time in a 3-3 tie as he looks in here against the big righty, Zach Clo. And the first pitch is in for strike 1 called. Caught the outside edge of the strike zone. 0-1 on Franks. Chris tonight has singled, doubled, been hit by a pitch, and reached on a fielder's choice. Worcester, Ohio product, looking at an 0-1 count, and the throw over to first. Will Edwards is back safely. Thomas Soto at third, Edwards at first, 1 out. This one fouled off by Franks. 0-2. This one clubbed in the air to right. That'll get down and scores Soto. To third goes Will Edwards. And the Millers are back up by a run, 4-3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A run-scoring single by Chris Franks. And the Millers have runners at the corners still. Thomas Soto comes across. And it's 4-3 for the Millers. Team leading 57th run scored by Thomas Soto, 13 off his league record that he set just last year. Fastball from Clo is in for strike 1 called, 0-1. Eduardo Saenz is at the plate here for the Millers with Garen Plummer on deck. Fastball caught the outside edge, 0-2. 1 out. runners at the corners. Oh, and 2 the count here on Eduardo Sainz as he steps in. Chris Franks at first, Will Edwards at third. This one fouled off by Eduardo Sainz and out of play. There is action in the 57's bullpen. Up for them, number 26, Ian Rasmussen. Here's the 0-2 on Sainz. And that one is just inside for ball 1, 1-2. This one fouled off. Sainz stays alive at 1-2. Miller's back home Friday night, 7:05 against the Medicine Hat Mavericks, and then back home Sunday, 5:05 against the Swift Current 57s. Here's the 1-2 on Sainz. This one ripped deep center field. Back, off the wall. Will Edwards will score. Being held up at third is Chris Franks. It's a run-scoring double for Eduardo Sainz here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that's brought some life to the Ross Wells Park faithful as the hands come together and Garen Plummer comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning with 1 away. And now runners at second and third. Stoppage in play for Canadian Tire, and Jared Franklin, the 57's coach, has come out to the mound. We'll step back a moment. 5-3 Millers in the 8th on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca.
for Swift Current number 11, Adam Rowland. Ben Wallachek.
Ben Wallachek comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out and a new pitcher for Swift Current. Adam Rowland comes into the game here for the 57s. And his first pitch is a curveball high for ball 1. He is the 5th pitcher used today by the 57s. A 5-run 8th has blown it open here for the Millers. 8-3 they lead here, and Adam Rowland just trying to put a lid on it. That slider is in for ball 2, 2-0. This one fouled off by Ben. It clipped the catcher, Mace Wheeler, off the ear, but he seems to be okay. Adam Rowland from Okotoks, Alberta, plays at Montana State University, Billings. And Wallachek steps in looking at a 2-1 count. Out one high for a ball 3, 3-1. Well, it looked promising for Swift Current for a while, and then Millers weren't having it. Wallachek at the plate for a second time here in this 8th. And he clubs this one down the third base line. That's going to score Pacey Phillips. That's going to score Michael Rago. And now a play at the plate. Tagged out is Kadam Ransom at home for 2 away. But it's a 2-run double for Ben Wallachek. How about that, Ben? And Thomas Soto comes to the plate for a second time in this 8th inning.
Number 22, Thomas Soto.
Runner goes, throw down to third, and safe at third with a stolen base is Ben Wallachek. (10-3) now the Millers lead in the 8th. If you can believe, it was 3-3 coming into the bottom half of the 8th inning. 10 runs on 11 hits for the Millers here tonight, and this one popped up, not playable. Into the third base stands. Weston Walls left with a 3-0 lead after 6. 57s came back to make it 3-3, and now it's 10-3 Moose Jaw in the 8th as the 57s just want to get out of the inning. This one in for strike 2, called 2-2 on Soto. Adam Rowland is on the mound here for Swift Current. The 2-2 high and inside. That one got away from Rowland. Full count here on Thomas Soto. Will Edwards is on deck. This one hit high, a moonshot by Soto. Coming in to make the play is the right fielder Hudson Unger to end the inning. Thomas Soto flies out to right, but we'll go to the top of the 9th with the Millers up 10-3 and due up for the visitors Hiromoto, Wheeler, and Noller. This is WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus the WCBL report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
For over a century, we've been more than just lawyers. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your strongest advocates. With locations across the prairies, we're everywhere you are. Stringham, your local lawyers.
To grow and to create new memories.
Seven-run 8th inning. Jake Hiromoto, Mace Wheeler, Keegan Noller due up for Swift Current. Slider from Peugeot is outside for ball 2, 2-0. 12-game winning streak on the go. 13th straight win on the line. The 2-0 curveball is in for strike 1, called 2-1. Peugeot, a late add to the All-Star lineup for the East Division, got into the game in the 9th in the eventual 9-2 victory. Fastball swung on and fouled down the third base line. 2-2 the count here on Hiromoto. This one belted in the air to left center field. Diving is Chris Franks. He can't pull it in. And I hope he's okay. He's slow to get up. It's a stand-up double to lead off the 9th for the Swift Current 57s and Jake Hiromoto. Chris Franks gave up his body out there. And he is slow to get up and put his cap back on. And that'll bring to the plate Mace Wheeler here in the top of the 9th. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Mace Wheeler, the catcher, coming to the plate for a 5th time. He is singled, flied out to right, struck out, and flied out to the first baseman tonight. This one fouled back off the press box. 0-1 is the count here on Mace Wheeler, the catcher. Make that 1-1. This one, a roller to short. Soto with that, throw to first in time for 1 away. Thomas looked off the runner at second, and then the throw was on time and target. 1 away. Mace Wheeler grounds out to the shortstop. 1 out, and Keegan Noller comes to the plate here for Swift Current. He was their starting pitcher way back when. He worked 4 1/3, gave up 5 hits, 1 run, and walked 3. The curve from Pichot. Swing and a miss from Noller, 0-1. Same pitch. And swing and a miss. Same result, 0-2. Cohen Jorgensen on deck here for Swift Current. Here's the 0-2 from Pichot. Fastball right down the pipe. Strike 3 call, and Noller knew it. He knew it. Not that he knew it was coming, but he knew that it was a strike. He goes down looking. And that's 2 away, and the 57s are down to their final out here in the 9th inning. Cohen Jorgensen, the second baseman, comes to the plate here. And a swing and a miss. Fastball is in the dirt. Ball 1. Fans putting their hands together. Been a fun night in the ballpark tonight between these Trans-Canada rivals. The Millers and 57s. Here's the 1-1 on the second baseman, Cohen Jorgensen. This one popped up, foul back and out of play. And a swing and a miss, and down he goes. That is 13 in a row. The Millers win it tonight, 10-3, make it a baker's dozen. They had to battle back to knock off the Swift Current 57s here tonight, but this club record win streak just keeps on rolling. That's 13 in a row for the black and yellow, and they'll go for number 14 on Friday night in a 7:05 first pitch when the Medicine Hat Mavericks come to town here at Roswell's Park. For Joe Gunnis, this is Rod Peterson saying good night, everybody, from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw.